Okay, so we've talked about acids and bases, and there is a method to determine the concentration of an unknown, either acid or base. Usually it's an unknown acid, and that is titration. So titration is a method for determining the concentration of an acidic or basic solution by reacting a known volume of that solution with another solution of known concentration and volume. So you know 3 variables, you can find the 4th. So the first step is to pour a measured volume of an acidic or basic solution of unknown concentration into a flask. You're going to add several drops of an indicator. It's usually phenolphthalein, because you're going to be titrating with the base, to the flask. You're then going to have a known concentration of a base, which is called your standard solution, and you're going to add it to the flask using a burette, so that you know how much of that base you have added to the flask. As the base is added, eventually that indicator is going to start to show up, and when you have a hint of color, that is called the equivalence point. And when the indicator completely changes color, that is called the end point. And so here we have a sample titration. And if you look, if you go to pH 7, and we come across right here, this is called the equivalence point. Equivalence point. And this point is the end point. So this is when it just starts to show color, and that's the equivalence point. And this is when it has completely changed color and the titration is done, and that is the end point. So please make sure you know those 2 points. Equivalence point is going to fall at about a pH of 7, and end point is at the end of the curve.